So I loaded up British super trucks in Automobilista 2, honestly expecting a bit of novelty. Now I've spent years deep diving hypercars, GT3s and supercars, and somehow I completely overlooked this, but what I didn't expect was absolute racing chaos, and more importantly, a hell of a lot of fun. And in VR, it feels completely unhinged. So this is of course Automobilista 2, but Automobilista 2 like you've never seen it before. Every now and again I watch YouTube and watch other content creators and something catches my eye and I think that looks absolutely awesome. Now there is another YouTube channel who is a flat screen racing channel, calls himself Cyber Racer, and I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the video description because I was watching his channel, it just popped up on my feed and I was transfixed because he was playing this. Automobilista 2 with super trucks, and this is just absolutely incredible. I can't believe I've never tried super trucks in Automobilista 2 before, and you probably think that's quite unusual for me because obviously most of my videos are based on ATS and ETS2, which is the other side of love that I have in PC gaming. Of course mostly it's sim racing, but the second part of love that I have in PC gaming is ATS and ETS2, as you've probably seen from a number of guides and things I've done. I never imagined how much fun super truck racing would be in Automobilista 2. Now the whole experience is completely different from, of course, driving a sports car as you would expect, but they've really pulled it off, I've got to say. Here we're at Castle Donington and you can see it's absolutely pouring it down, it's stormy weather, and you've really got to really think about every single little thing you're doing in these super trucks because of course the centre of gravity is really high in them and they do a really good job again of actually replicating that. It's flowing around, and of course when I'm braking, as I'm going to do in a moment, just coming up to this end of this straight here, of course I'm having to over exaggerate that braking process, not only because it's absolutely pouring down, typical England, but it's also extra braking distance that's required to stop these incredibly large vehicles. Now looking around inside of this, they're incredibly well rendered as well. You know, they look absolutely fantastic. We've got a wide variety of different trucks available as well. We've got well-known ones such as this Volkswagen Constellation, probably the only one I have actually heard of in the actual super truck category, but we've also got MAN in front of us there, we've got Mercedes as well, just to the left of us there we're overtaking. But what an incredible experience, and I thought we'd start off in a bit of exaggerated weather conditions here, as you can see. And the great thing about this is as well that of course you can simply just have fun, and sometimes in sim racing, of course we all love playing iRacing, or we all love playing whatever our favourite racing title is, Automobilista 2, Race Room Experience, Le Mans Ultimate, I was going to say Project Motor Racing, then nearly slipped that one out. Of course we can't even play that in VR at the moment yet, but in this is just super awesome. Now Automobilista 2 as well has been around for a very long time now, as we all know, and I've seen these super trucks pop up in the menu before and I just can't believe I've never tried them before watching Cyber Racer's video. So huge thanks to Cyber Racer for producing that video and it popping up on my feed so I could obviously have a go on this in virtual reality, and I've super enjoyed these super trucks in the Pimax Super, I've got to say as well. The Pimax Super is just obviously an incredible VR headset, and it's even better obviously in sim racing titles like this because of course we've obviously got that incredibly low latency, we've got this super high visual clarity, but we've got in this the Pimax Micro-OLED that I'm using here, and you know these weather effects and everything in this ultra dramatic experience is just second to none. So this is of course Castle Donington, and this is of course in over exaggerated weather conditions. We're going to move on to another vehicle now, another truck, and we're going to go on to a different track and we're going to try it in weather conditions that are a little bit better hopefully. We're at Brands Hatch, obviously the weather has improved significantly and we are in the MAN super truck this time. And first of all, in this particular section here, of course Brands Hatch is a very technical tight circuit in England, and to be driving around this in this incredibly theatrical vehicle, and I say theatrical because it is. It's almost like a comical clown type vehicle in some respects, because for one, it's just absolutely crazy in terms of its dynamics and physics, and I'm sure that's probably akin to how it would be in real life, but it's just a sense of scale in virtual reality of being inside this absolutely huge vehicle. It's almost like playing ATS and ETS2 but on a race circuit. That's the only way I can describe it, and that, as crazy as it sounds, is a super fun experience. Super fun, super truck, Pimax Super. It's literally an absolutely awesome experience. But it's a real valuable message I think is hidden within this, because sometimes we obviously take things quite seriously. I do in sim racing, for example. I'm always pretty keen to try and improve on the dynamics of my driving. I'm always pretty keen to advance my skills, and I'm always pretty keen to obviously try and essentially just level up on myself every single time I play. In this, I don't care. I'm just having such a whale of a time and such a fun experience, and I think sometimes it's just great to be able to dive into something like this and just experience something like that every now and again. And again, it's just another example of how much content there is within Automobilista 2 that remains to be discovered. A couple of videos ago I actually featured Automobilista 2 after the recent update, and it actually gave me an experience of actually playing classic Formula vehicles, in other words Formula 1 vehicles from a classic era, and it was absolutely amazing. It's probably one of the best experiences I've had in Automobilista 2 ever. Another one as well, when the Lamborghini DLC was launched, I raced the Lamborghini Murcielago and absolutely loved it, and that in itself was an amazing experience. There's always something that keeps giving in this game, and it's always been incredibly well optimized no matter which VR headset you're using it within. Everything going back to the Quest 2, the Pico 4, the Quest Pro, Quest 3, and then obviously of course onto dedicated PC VR headsets like the Pimax Crystal Light, the Pimax Super, and even on the Play for Dream MR as well. You know, this plays absolutely fantastically, and on the PSVR 2 as well, using the actual PC link. So it's one of those games that's pretty much a Swiss Army knife of sim racers and works very well for everybody. But to have such good fun vehicles and such good fun content in this of such high detail as well, I have to say, Razer Studios have done an absolutely amazing job of these vehicles. The level of detail in them is no different to any other vehicle within the game, because you think that some vehicles may have compromises, but every single vehicle that Razer sort of incorporate into this game, I'm always really impressed with it. Really fantastic. So my advice is, if you own this game, you've no excuse not to try this in VR, and I guarantee that you're going to have an absolutely fantastic and fun experience in it. If you don't own Automobilista 2, this is just another excuse as to maybe why you should be adding it to your game library in sim racing. Of course, this has been an amazing experience on the Pimax Super Micro-OLED, but also Automobilista 2 plays fantastically on the Pimax Crystal Light as well, let's not forget that. I genuinely cannot believe that I overlooked this for so long. British super trucks in Automobilista 2 are just ridiculous. They move around, they bounce, they lean, they shouldn't feel this good, but in VR they're an absolute blast. And this isn't about perfect lap times, it's not about ultimate realism debates, it's about pure chaotic laugh inside the headset fun. And that's something that we sometimes forget about in sim racing. If you already own Automobilista 2, then this is an absolute must try. Load them up, run them in VR, and just enjoy it. VR has this habit of making you rediscover the content that you thought you understood, and this is one of those moments. Thanks as always for watching, and here are some other related videos that you may find of interest, and if this video has proved helpful, then a like, subscribe really helps the channel, and let me know your thoughts on truck racing in VR in the comments below. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.